All right. Back at it again. Welcome, everyone. Cancel Me Later podcast, episode 11. We got Rachel. We got the host, Zach. We got our guest, Dylan Ivy, who's hopefully going to be a future mayor. Right? Right,
Yeah.
Dylan?
Yeah,
Yeah,
future
yeah.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. All
yeah,
right.
2028.
We got a lot of hopefuls here in
Right.
2028. Technically, I'm 2029 for HHS, and then we're working
Yeah,
on
you are.
Rachel. We'll get her. We'll find a spot for her.
I'm good
Right?
just being someone's press secretary.
Oh, that's a good one. I like
Yeah.
that.
I
All right.
got you in
So
10 years, Rachel.
I'm in the background.
So we have an interesting video to start off. I thought this was good for all those Christians out there that want to understand that the world is going to be against you in every aspect, shape, or form. It's not easy to live the Christian lifestyle. And here is the NBA player Jaden Ivey,
Ooh, love
his
him.
thoughts on criticizing the NBA's LGBTQ Pride Month celebrations.
That the world can proclaim LGBTQ,
Pride Month
right?
celebrations.
They proclaim Pride Month and the NBA. They proclaim it. They show it to the world. They say, come join us for Pride Month to celebrate unrighteousness. They proclaim it. They proclaim it on the billboards. They proclaim it in the streets. Unrighteousness. So how is it that one can't speak righteousness? How is it one that how are they to say that you man, this man is crazy?
So, if anybody doesn't know, Jaden Ivey was released from the Chicago Bulls for criticizing the NBA's LGBTQ Pride Month celebrations. I mean, this kind of affects Zach a little bit. I don't know if he's a Bulls fan, but it is Chicago, Illinois. And, they got people coming out here and criticizing him for his stance on this sinful, like, LGBTQ stuff. There, did anybody see anything there, like, even in this post regard, where, like, he's saying like "get the fuck out" or using any type of slurs or anything like that. He's proclaiming unrighteousness. He's proclaiming that this is sinful activity, and I have no problem with that. That's based off of the Christian religion. But the fact is that he's losing potentially his career. I mean, I hopefully somebody else picks him up just for speaking out with his ideology and not the leftist ideology that is being pushed in society. What are your thoughts?
Is that the video that he got fired over? Why did he get
Not
fired?
that
Is that
particular one. That was his response for
okay?
being fired.
Definitely
Gotcha.
a fan. That's before the NBA is the fucking worst. Um, everything about the NBA is fucking disgusting. Uh, and gross. Woke and fucking evil. Everything about it. I haven't watched a basketball game since I can't even remember when.
The thing I have is like,
There's a
why
lot
do
of
they get to proclaim that ideology as the ideology that everybody has to abide by?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the reason that like liberals are hated so much. Is because they can't just exist, right? You have to be a part of all the bullshit that they're about. And if you don't like it, you're fucked, right? You're pushed out. If you criticize it in any way, you lose your fucking job, no matter how much potential you have. Um, that's the worst part about liberals is shit just being force fed down your throat.
What'd you have to say, Dylan?
I was thinking, if let's say let's flip the script a little bit. So like let's say it was a Muslim that wanted to proclaim unrighteousness against it, which we all know that that probably wouldn't happen. But if they did do it and they were in the NBA, I don't think they would have been released for it. I think it's solely because he is a Christian man of faith. He is a man of God, and I think it's because there's a lot of foreign influence in the NBA, and there's a lot of money, and a team like the Chicago Bulls could lose a lot of money for somebody saying some stuff like that,
That would
because
be
it ends their whole cabal network.
yeah.
Do you think?
For
Do
me.
you think the NBA's fan base is like really that worried about Pride Month?
I don't really think so.
Probably
No,
not. Right?
they
I
don't
think
care at
they're-
all. They're all
Right.
they're mostly heterosexual males. Give me a
Yeah.
break. It's ridiculous.
I mean, their ratings have been going down and down.
Can
and
he
down
sue
a
for
while.
this?
No, because the whole trickery of it all is that they always say like it's detriment to the team, and like anything that affects the way that could hurt the business of a company, they could use that grounds to fire you. It's like this dumb trick that like these corporations use to be able to like make sure that everybody's ideology fits, with the exception of Christians.
Yeah.
It's wild. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Like I didn't want to talk too much about it, but it's really starting to irk me. Like in what was it, Palm Sunday, they had in Nigeria Christians being slaughtered. They had Muslims ride in, I think it was on motorcycles, fired at everybody, and then used machetes to slice them. And like, there's no outrage. You have, I think it
And
was
then
like Israel not letting people go into the Holy Lands on Palm Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't let Cardinal Pizzaballa into the Holy Sepulchre
There you go.
for a private prayer session. And just so everybody knows, Cardinal Pizzaballa was one of the names that was being floated around this time last year for a pope. Whenever the Pope passed the day after Easter last year. So I think there's a lot of symbolism in that.
It's funny you mention that, because I do have one more video. I didn't know if I wanted to play it, but you gave me a good segue into it. And this is from December, where Tommy Robinson brought this up. Pope Leo criticized Catholics who view Muslim immigration to Europe as a threat to Christian identity, stating fears are created by those who oppose immigration and seek to exclude those who might come from another country or from another religion. So just listen to this, because this doesn't seem right to me.
A threat to a Christian identity of the West. Are they right? And what would you say to them?
All of the conversations that I had during my time both in Turkey and in Lebanon, including with many Muslims, were precisely concentrated on the topic of peace and respect for people of different religions. I know that, as a matter of fact, that has not always been the case. I know that in Europe there are many times fears that are present, but oftentimes generated by people who are against immigration and trying to keep out people who may be from another country, another religion, another race. And in that sense, I would say that we all need to work together. One of the values of this trip is precisely to raise the world's attention to the possibility that dialogue and friendship between Muslims and Christians is possible. I think one of the great lessons that Lebanon can teach to the world is precisely showing a land where Islam, Christianity are both present and are respected, and that there is a possibility to live together, to be friends. Stories, testimony, witnesses that we heard even in the past 2 days of people helping each other, Christians with Muslims, both of whom had their villages destroyed, for example, of saying we can come together. I think those are lessons that will be important also to be heard in Europe or North America, that we should perhaps be a little less fearful and look for ways of promoting authentic dialogue.
All right. So to me, this makes no sense. No sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
You want to say something, Rach? I'll let you go.
Yeah, I do. He's nothing but a figurehead. And here's
Yep.
the problem: is that it's not the
That's-
Christians, it's not the Catholics that have a problem assimilating. It's the Muslims, right? So whatever they want to do in Europe is what they want to do in Europe. That's fine. But we have a constitution that was based on Judeo-Christian values, and our Constitution, they do not assimilate to our Constitution. That's a problem.
I know
They
Dylan has
assimilated if they weren't committing all these, if they weren't trying to take over our government, taking over government positions, trying to change our laws. I mean, fine. Freedom of religion. They don't care. They don't want freedom of religion. Really? That's not their goal. Their goal is to take over and to spread their cult and their so-called peaceful religion. And meanwhile, you have a pope that's supposed to be speaking on the world stage, not even talking about what's going on with the genocide with the Nigerians, Christian Nigerians. It's disgusting.
Yep.
I don't know. Don't even get me
And
started.
I also
Make
feel
sure
like
you-
I also feel like that the Pope has got this like coexistence doctrine from like these other religions, and you can't mix that stuff up. It's not going to work.
Nope. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's not Christians trying to kill Muslims all the time.
Nope.
It's literally Islamic Muslims trying to kill Christians, and they're constantly doing it. And they're constantly trying to oppress us, and they're constantly trying to force us to not do certain things like own dogs, eat bacon, have a ham sandwich, or like not be a pedophile. Because let's not forget, Muhammad married a 6-year-old girl, consummated the marriage at 9. In very strong Quran-driven Islamic countries, they allow for this to happen. We can't coexist with that.
No,
Like
it's,
we don't pray to the same God.
They won't respect our constitution. They won't respect our laws. They won't respect our religion, right?
Nope.
Nope.
It's their way or the fucking highway, and this is like they don't come here, ready to be Americans, ready to, like I said, respect our laws, our constitution, our religions, things like that. The first thing they do when they get here, some of them marry their brothers to get here, and then the first thing they do is like, they want to go
Fact.
start Sharia cities, right?
Yeah.
You're not. Shut up, bitch. That's what I got to say to the Pope.
That's what I thought.
Shut up, bitch.
Yeah, like this is one of the main reasons why I left Catholicism, because like I can't agree with a church leadership that is interested in pushing other religions to work with
Well,
us. Like
it's-
your focus should be on Christianity, should it not?
It makes sense why all the woke right.
It should be
fucking-
saving souls.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Zach. Finish what you were gonna say, because that was good.
It makes sense why all the woke right people on here, they're all Catholics, right?
Yeah, the majority of them.
And they're all here pushing fucking Islam. And here's the Pope over here trying to force feed fucking Islam to everyone.
I don't
Yeah.
understand. I don't get it. I
It's a
really
weird
don't.
thing.
It's a corrupt, weird, demonic spirit almost. I'm not trying to get super spiritual, but it's like this evil presence and oppression and mind. It's like this mind oppression.
Virus.
I don't even know. Yeah, mind virus, whatever you want to call it. It's this new ideology within Catholicism. It's really weird, and not all Catholics are that way. The
No.
Catholics that really have a genuine relationship with Jesus do not feel that way.
Nope.
Okay, the ones that really do have and I know a bunch of them, and they're amazing people, and they do not share that ideology at all or that thought process. It's really weird. It's an odd thing for sure.
It is very weird. All right, so let's get moving on to the juicy stuff now. We're gonna talk about these unconstitutional laws. I know Zach's gonna be interested on this. I know Rachel's really gonna be interested on this, being a gun girl and all.
Let's go.
And of course, we talked about this a little bit ourselves. So in Connecticut, they just voted to ban the Glock, the most owned handgun in America. The gun carried by more law enforcement officers than any other. The gun sitting in tens of millions of American homes right now. They just voted to ban it. Connecticut's Judiciary Committee just passed HB 5043, and it's headed to a full House vote. Here's what they're calling it: a ban on convertible pistols. Here's what it actually is: a ban on Glocks in nearly every modern striker-fired handgun in America. The penalty if you sell one after it passes a Class D felony, up to 5 years in prison, $5,000 fine. Their excuse: illegal Glock switches, a cheap piece of plastic that's already illegal. So their solution to criminals breaking law is to punish you for owning the most popular handgun in the country.
You know what's going to
1,900 people
happen?
testified against
No,
this
wait.
bill. What?
No, say that again. Say this part because this is the part that's crazy.
So their
You guys say this
solution to
part.
criminals breaking the law is to punish you for owning the most popular handgun in the country. Go ahead. I'll let you guys do your thing.
You know what's going to happen?
No, it's the next. Hold on, wait, Zach. The next part. 1,900 people testified against it.
Only 50
Only
supported
50 supported it, and they still pushed it through.
it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's the problem.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to every time. The ultimate goal is to disarm the American citizen, and you know what's going to happen in Connecticut after this passes? Criminals are still going to have Glocks with switches. Doesn't make a fucking difference.
Thank you.
Yep.
You think all the gang members in Chicago that are walking around with Glocks with switches on them? You think all those guns?
No, there's no
What
common
in the-
sense. What is that, y'all?
What the fuck is going on? over
Dylan, I think that's you, buddy.
Dylan, you gotta mute
Oh,
your
my
mic, bud.
Yeah.
there? Woo! They had me tripping. Yeah,
He's got
no,
his own
the-
sweatshop.
I'm glad that all the gangsters are, they're out here registering their Glocks and their illegal switches and everything.
So all you're doing is restricting my firepower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't match the same firepower that the criminals have.
Well,
That's all you're
not
doing.
Not that
So-
you even do.
And you don't. Yeah, exactly. It's so dumb. It's
You
really
know,
bad.
You don't have a switch on your Glock, right?
No, I don't.
But now you can't even protect yourself with a Glock, while the criminals
know.
still have Glocks with switches.
Yeah, this is a Glock of
crazy.
shit.
Yeah, Glock is shit.
All right, so this is the Democrat playbook. Pure and simple. Find a boogeyman, blame the gun, punish law-abiding citizens, repeat. Sounds familiar? California did it first, now Connecticut, and if you think Virginia is safe, Governor Spanberger has 9 anti-gun bills sitting on her desk right now. The same playbook is already in motion. Want to bet Virginia State Senator Surovell, the clown that banned big pistols with a telescope on it this session, or State Senator Salim, that's right, a foreigner. The AR-15 ban king will try to ban Glocks next session, state by state, gun by gun, until they're all gone. This isn't a Connecticut problem. This is your problem. This is something that everybody needs to start talking
Everyone.
about because they're trying to disarm you, and they're going to do it state by state.
They're
And then
not
when all the
trying-
red voters leave those states, those blue voters are going to start pushing into those other states, and then they're going to flip that state.
They're not trying to disarm you. They are disarming you, and you're letting them.
That's a good point. And this is unconstitutional. Come on, Zach, tell us how
So then, what do we?
unconstitutional it is.
So what do we do, Zach? Because 1,900 people voted against it, and they still pushed it through. So
I don't know what we do.
what is our power then? What
I
is the
think-
power that we have to actually fight that? If we already
I
voted,
th-
if our vote doesn't matter.
Don't give up your
I
guns.
don't know. This is where we're at. We have this fucking gang of people from local, state, all the way up to the federal level that don't respect the Constitution. They don't respect their fucking constituents. They don't give a shit about anything, but pushing a radical fucking communist agenda, right?
Right.
The only thing we can do is vote wisely. I mean, until enough people decide, you know what, I've fucking had enough of this, and we just go put our foot up their ass, right? It's gonna take like violence to make this shit stop, I think.
Yeah, violence is always a last resort.
And it's
but
and
it's
it's
still a resort.
completely. I don't care if people get mad at that, dude. It's completely justified. The point we're at right now in American history, it's completely justified. The problem is, I don't think enough. I don't feel like enough people are willing to leave their comfort to stop it.
Yeah, you notice that throughout many countries is that many of these people they just let it happen and happen because they are like, oh, I don't want to have to put this burden on my children. I'm scared my family might get hurt, etc., etc. And then you just give it all up anyway, and then suddenly you find yourself in an oppressive nation. Now you're in a communist nation. Now there's only a rich class and a poor class, and that's it.
Well,
And then
keep in-
suddenly you're trying to flee your country to go to another country, and then the cycle repeats itself because they just keep pushing this shit wherever you go.
We
don't
have to
downplay it.
love we have to love our children enough to be the ones to fight for them.
Right.
I'd rather it happen on my watch than have my children deal with it or my grandchildren deal with it.
Yeah.
It's like we have to wake up and not be selfish and like just wake up and say, if we don't deal with it now, it's going to be our kids' problem and our grandkids' problem, and they might not even have the ability to fight for it at that point,
Absolutely.
whereas we do. I mean, that's how serious it is.
Yeah.
And don't downplay it, John. You're talking about other countries, man, but it's happening right here at home.
It is.
yeah.
It absolutely
It's happening
is.
right here. You know, and you have these woke right fucking idiots that, I mean, they don't understand much of anything, and I know that like the big talking heads on that side are obvious, like communist liberal, like far left liberals, right?
Yeah.
So when I say woke right, it's the dumbass conservatives that can't think for themselves, that just follow along, right?
Yeah, and they want to keep voting Democrat to put these pieces of shit in power that continue to strip away our freedoms. On top of that, they constantly yell at conservatives saying, "Oh, that's unconstitutional. You can't do that. That's wrong." While they're continuously being unconstitutional. Like,
Absolutely.
our gun rights shall not be infringed.
Infringed.
Period.
Like how much? Yeah. What
So-
is infringed? This
Yeah.
is the definition of infringed.
I should be
There's-
able to have a
there's-
fucking chain gun in my house.
It's
There
not
have
even
been-
like we're voting for this, guys.
There have been thousands of infringements since the Second Amendment was written.
Yeah.
And Americans have not done a fucking thing about a single one of them.
No.
That's the thing.
This is not the Constitution our founders created, because we're constantly amending it.
Now, it's happening right here. You have this fucking faction of retarded fucks that we call the woke right. Their talking heads, the people that they fucking gag on all day and parrot, are now supporting communism.
Yeah.
They're supporting communism. They're force feeding you fucking Islam, and it's a one big ass psyop, and unfortunately, there's a lot of dumbasses that can't see it, and they just follow along with it. But it's happening right here. We don't need to talk about any countries, any other countries anymore. It's already right here, and it's happening right now.
Yeah. And listen, we're all in the boat where we don't want violence. We do not want it. But when you push people into a corner, they're going to start fighting back. And I'm telling you, like, my parents and myself, everybody in my family will not give up their guns. They
No.
will not do it.
Neither
So you
will-
can
will my
continue to
family.
try. You can sit there and get all these communist police forces, because that's what the whole defund the police movement was about. It wasn't about like getting rid of cops and putting in like social workers and shit. It was about getting rid of good cops that follow the Constitution so they can install their communist fucking police force. The ones that have no problem suppressing and oppressing the people.
They're taking our rights away little by little.
Yeah.
The Second Amendment, they've gotten to a point where they can hit it hard, and they're comfortable doing so at this point. It's not even
Yeah.
it's not something they're hiding. It's not something that they're not even really trying to make it make sense anymore. They're just telling you that they're going to take your fucking guns.
Yeah. Dylan, you got anything? Did the kitchen close?
Hang on. Yeah, it should be good now. Yeah, I was looking into some stuff that was going on in Tennessee, and back in 2021, Bill Lee was talking about getting it to where it's a constitutional carry state, to where you don't have to have a permit to do either concealed or open carry. But then he kind of flip-flopped in 2023 whenever he introduced the red flag laws. And the red flag laws would give a court that deems any person that's dangerous to be able to like take their guns away without any prior convictions. So
Yeah.
they're taking it away on purpose. Me personally, whenever the Constitution says shall not be infringed, it shall not be infringed. And I understand like state rights whenever it comes to the federal system, but there's a reason why it's a federal system and then a state system and then a local system. The federal system trumps all of that,
Yes.
and that's what we got to get back to. You know, I'm a believer in states' rights, but I'm also a believer in the republic.
I'm all down for. I'm 100% down for violence against communists, guys. All the way down.
So
And you
am
think
I.
that's bad? I mean, they're trying to disarm you, but now they're also trying to go even further than that and start taking away your lights. So Democrats in New York are trying to push a bill that would require people to keep outdoor lights off past 11 p.m. That's right. Right in here, short title, lighting fixtures, exemption, preemption, department responsibility. So like the person's articles regulate outdoor night lighting to preserve and enhance the state's dark sky. That's right, to enhance the state's dark sky, where it's freaking smoggy as shit, while promoting safety for people, birds, and other wildlife, conserving energy and reducing our carbon footprint, and preserving the aesthetic qualities of the night. This is bullshit.
Is this
is
statewide
about-
or is this New York City?
This is the state of New York.
The entire
That's
state. Okay.
ridiculous. That's crazy.
This is a safety thing. This is about them
It's so
turning the
insane.
lights off so fucking criminals can do whatever the
course.
fuck they want. They
Absolutely.
won't get caught on camera unless you're rich enough to have night vision camera. Unless you're rich enough to have all this type of security around your house. Who the fuck has that besides wealthy people and politicians?
I'm
Yeah, they're
convinced.
protected.
I'm convinced that that's their goal. Their goal is to push out all of the red voting citizens.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding you, and have a mass migration of Muslims.
Yeah.
They're gonna make it inhabitable for Americans.
It's going to
That
be
is so
probably.
unsafe. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that it's probably going to be like a Sharia state,
Yeah,
like
sure.
real soon.
seriously. I
And
believe
you're right.
it.
The goal is to not only flood that state, but once they can control that state, they can control all the election systems, which means they can cheat from there on out. What the fuck do you think they're going to do afterwards? They're going to take those people and they're going to migrate them to the closest purple or red state. Then they're going to flip that state blue. Then they're going to implement the same bullshit there. They're going to go state by state to destroy this country. And I'm like, listen,
Absolutely.
this isn't coming off the top. This has already happened. We have seen mass migrations out of New York, out of New Jersey, out of California, and they're going to red states like Florida and Texas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, you'd think they couldn't do any more terrible things, these politicians, but they just keep doing shit, It's just nonstop with these assholes. Mamdani and his bullshit. He's all about giving free stuff to government workers. So listen to this bullshit.
Now, we are here, even though it is very quiet. I would just like to remind everyone that it is an active construction site. And
Oh, before this goes through, I just want you to all see the child care for all. Just make sure you look at that real quick while he's spewing his bullshit.
it is a site that we are building for the few New Yorkers who can be louder than an active site, which is New York's cutest. And this fall, it is a center that will be transformed into New York City's first ever on-site childcare program for municipal employees. This is a site that will be 100% free with the childcare that it provides. It'll provide full day care from children as young as 6 weeks to as old as 3 years old. And on April 30th, these applications will open for every single worker in the David Dinkins building, as well as every single DCAS employee, regardless of their location across the city. This will be managed in-house by DCAS and operated by a contracted childcare provider that we will be announcing later this spring. Now, this is a building of over 1 million square feet of office space and more than 2,000 city employees from over a dozen agencies. Now, for too many of those employees, finding affordable childcare has long been one of the greatest obstacles they faced. And we never want city workers to have to choose between a job that they love and raising their kids in the family in the city that they call home.
What about the citizens of New York?
Right there.
Just the
Child care
regular
for all.
people. What about just the regular everyday people in New York that don't work
Nope.
for the fucking the Islamic city?
No, your taxpayer dollars is funding their lavish lifestyle, including now free child care. Not for all.
So
for
people
city
who
workers.
people who can't afford health or child care right now, they're going to be paying for city workers childcare.
Yeah.
It's good shit.
How much you want to bet that they're going to be teaching Islam to those kids?
Oh yeah,
Probably.
100%.
They're going to have prayer time.
Those kids won't
Whatever
even
the
know
prayer
Jesus by
time
the
is.
time it's all done.
It's insane.
You got something for that one, Dylan?
This is how you lose a country. This is how you lose a country in a generation. With people like Mamdani getting involved, and native-born people not getting involved because they either A, don't understand it, B, don't give a fuck to understand it. It's just wrong. I like how he had a hat on, like he's trying to appeal to like the unions up there in New York, trying to appeal to like the blue-collar people, but we see him for what he is. I hope that he repents and believes in Jesus, but I think there's going to be a lot more stuff that's going to be going on.
I think we're in trouble, dude. Like we can't even begin to fix what's fucked up. That's the crazy thing. If we have a president that's ready to fix the shit, we don't have a Congress that's ready to help fix it. And if we have Congress that's ready to help fix it, then the entire country's littered with rogue, radical ass fucking judges that are gonna halt everything. I know I say this all the time, and y'all are probably fucking tired of me saying it. Conservatives have to get the fuck out on election day for every single election. All right, every single one of them. From the smallest election to the biggest damn election. I mean, conservatives have to be getting out and turning out every single fucking election.
Absolutely. And everybody says midterms. I'm sitting here saying primary. The midterms are extremely important, but if you're not putting people in that position to win the midterms that are going to help this country, then we're still going to lose. So like if you're not out there looking up your local elections for primaries, special elections, then you're not doing the job right. If you're just sitting there saying like, I used to vote in the presidential election, okay, now I'll vote in the midterms. No. Like anytime there's an election, you should be voting. It's not the time to sit on your ass and twiddle your thumbs, because if you always watch what happens to these blue states, the moment your state turns purple, then blue, it's going to happen to you. And all your freedoms that you think that you're going to have, and the love of your, faith and Christianity and everything, I'm sorry, it's going to disappear. Like Christians also need to get out and vote. It's time to stop sitting around. And maybe you should actually considering getting some of your own leaders into political office. Stop sitting there waiting to find the right person that fits your ideology or your theology or your religion or whatever. Just get people into office that are going to save the country. Many people here want to get back to what the glory of this country was, and we're not working that direction, because this is it. If we don't vote, then the craziness is just going to get worse, and then who knows what the hell's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what's going to happen, because now I got the next thing, and that's leftist violence.
I'm tired of like all this shit that's going on. I just want to put that out there before we move on. Like, dude, I get sick to my fucking stomach watching these people defend Thomas Massey like he's the greatest damn thing that's ever happened, and Rand Paul and these fucking people. Libertarians, don't even fucking get me started on libertarians. I call this guy a career politician, and I get these people arguing that he's not a career politician. Is 7 terms not a fucking career?
Yeah.
Is 14 years not a career? Right? The guy has never accomplished a fucking thing for the American people. Like every other fucking member of Congress almost. Never accomplished a fucking thing. The only thing that they will throw at you is his work with Democrats on the Epstein Files Transparency Act. That was an obvious fucking grift for election time. He didn't care last year. He didn't care the year before that, right? He didn't care the year before
when
that.
Biden had it.
Didn't care at all until election time. Boom, he suddenly cares. You know, whatever happened to that list of names that him and fucking Dog the Bounty Hunter MTG was supposed to read on the house door?
I mean, you know for a fact they already knew that nothing was going to happen because they're complicit with dealing with people that are in the Epstein files.
Yeah.
So they know it's never going to get released, which is why they can grift on it. All these people do is take spin classes. And I'm not talking about sitting on a bicycle, stationary bicycle. We're talking like spinning everything for political gain. I mean, we all saw recently with the Charlie Kirk bullet incident where like, oh, they can't identify the fragmented bullet. First off, nobody even told me like exactly how many pieces the bullet fragmented into. Did they find all the pieces? Were they able to put the ballistic bullet right back together? No, none of this information. It's all about the spinning.
First of all, the fragmented bullet narrative that they're running with now to feel like they were right about something, they're not. For one, about 50% of these cases, the bullets aren't able to be matched to the gun, the fragments, right?
Yes.
But this fragmented bullet narrative that they're running with now, they're so dumb, they're so fucking stupid that they don't even realize that it completely wrecks the narrative they had before this one.
It's a tool of division.
Right.
That's what it is.
The bullet didn't fragment. It didn't come out of the body like it's completely fake, right? This narrative completely fucking annihilates their last narrative, and they're too dumb to see it.
What was their last narrative? I can't even keep up.
Just that the bullet didn't fragment. The bullet would have went straight through his neck. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. But
if
now
it hit bone, it would have gone through the bone and would have splattered the bone,
Okay.
etc.
Gotcha.
There are real life examples of 30-06 bullets not exiting a body, right?
Yeah.
Martin Luther King Jr. is a prime example. The thing is, the situation's different, but you know what? You can't replicate how a bullet reacts with anything twice, right? Every single bullet reacts a different way.
Yep.
You can't go fucking shoot hot dogs and T-bone steaks like these fucking idiots on YouTube are doing and pretend that it's gonna replicate what would happen when a bullet hits a fucking human body. Vertebrae in the spine can stop bullets real fucking easy, even a 30-06. It's all 100% possible. There are real world examples, and we've argued this for months, right? But now they're latched onto this narrative that completely wrecks their own narrative that they had last time, and it blows my fucking mind. So anyway, Thomas Massey sucks. Candace and her cult fucking sucks. MTG looks like Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Isn't Sean Ryan on the train now? Sean Ryan.
That's probably Dog's daughter.
And she's fucking retarded too. But why aren't these senators and representatives, why aren't they fighting back against all this unconstitutional shit that's happening?
I don't know.
Not a single time. You know what? If Thomas Massey's so fucking great, why isn't he fighting back against unconstitutional laws?
What about the SAVE Act? Why aren't they screaming it from the top of their lungs like Tim Burchett is?
Has Thomas Massey even advocated for the Save America Act?
I don't think so.
No.
Not that I know of.
No, he don't want election integrity at all.
No.
I'm just tired of the same shit over and over and over again. I'll probably get 10 death threats in my DMs after this. Whoever sees it, because I'm gonna post about it and call him fucking retarded.
Can I transition with that? Death
Yeah,
threat?
go ahead. Yeah.
So, this is what happened in Charlotte, North Carolina. The only Republican running for Mecklenburg County, District 1, has dropped out of the race after not a single person was arrested for firing shots at his home while his wife and kids were inside. Local police confirmed the attack was targeted specifically at Aaron Marin. Bullet holes can be seen in trees, cars, mailbox, and his kid's basketball hoop. Marin's entire family was forced to leave their home, and Aaron says they live in constant fear. He says his kids no longer even feel safe to play outside. Can anyone explain why zero mainstream media outlet covering this? Republicans are literally being shot at, and there is silence from the media. Let's listen on this.
Aaron is the Republican candidate for District 1 on the Mecklenburg County Commission. We could see bullet holes in a tree, in his cars, and even on a basketball hoop. His kids and wife were inside when this all happened. The kids had actually been playing in the driveway a short time before the shots were fired. The mailbox was damaged as well. He says they called 911 after hearing what sounded like a car backfiring. And when police arrived, they discovered shell casings all over his driveway. He has no idea why someone would target his home.
This is happening in our community, in Huntersville, in what appears to be a safe neighborhood. Today, I don't feel safe to stand right here in front of you on this street. Our kids don't feel safe to be here. We don't feel safe to play in our driveway anymore. It is disturbing what we have experienced.
Yeah.
Is trying to figure out the circumstances surrounding this shooting.
Come on.
The police report calls this a drive-by. We have
Really?
learned from Huntersville Police Department that no arrests have been made, but Norman and one of his neighbors have provided Ring doorbell footage in the hopes that it helps catch a suspect. Reporting live in Huntersville, Joe Bruno.
They've
Tim
managed
Hall's
to figure
probably
out it was a
something.
drive-by.
So, yeah, it's a great question that you have. The media isn't covering it. Have any of you heard of Lily Bova?
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah,
heard
yeah.
that? This 16-year-old high school girl in
How
Glenview,
sad.
Illinois, gunned down. A 16-year-old high school girl. All right.
Poor baby.
So not only, and I don't want to get sidetracked too much. Not only is like JB Pritzker, Brandon Johnson. Well, not so much Brandon Johnson in this particular scenario, but Tammy Duckworth, Dick Durbin. Not only are these guys making like life completely unsafe for people in Chicago, but it's outside the city limits now, right? This girl lived in Glenview, 16-year-old high school girl, gunned down outside of her house. The crime's spreading, and it's happening because like Brandon Johnson, he's calling any type of consequences for crime or like, you know, jail time, you know, sentences for crime. It's racist now. It's racist for criminals to be held accountable for crime. It's racist. These this week on crime bullshit Democrats like, you know, they tie cops' hands behind their backs. So even if they pull up to an active crime scene, they can't get out and do anything because they'll be prosecuted, right? Our law enforcement can't even work under Democrat leadership. It's fucking insane. So you got 16-year-old white girls being gunned down outside their homes. The criminal, they're hiding the identity of the criminal that shot her, probably because he's an
Wow.
illegal alien.
I'm sure.
And Illinois loves to fucking protect illegal aliens. They don't give a fuck if your daughter gets killed or not.
It's disgusting.
But guess how much media coverage this has had?
How much?
Less than a minute. From each major outlet has had less than a minute coverage of this white 16-year-old girl that got gunned down outside of her house by a criminal that they're protecting the identity of.
Yeah.
Less
This
than
is
1
why
minute.
this is why you have to carry. We don't even have an option anymore.
Well, this is a 16-year-old girl, you know.
I understand.
She couldn't carry anyway, but
I know she couldn't, but I mean, at that point, it's like you can't even let your 16-year-old kids walk by themselves.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta walk with them and protect them, and you
yeah,
carry.
guess
I mean,
what
that's where I'm
state
at.
has- yeah. Guess what
100
state
years
has
ago?
some of the strictest gun laws?
100 years ago, 16-year-olds
know.
could carry.
Illinois does. Illinois
That's so
does.
sad.
Illinois has some of the strictest gun laws.
How sad.
Glocks with switches are everywhere, but they're, you know, the switches are illegal. Connecticut thinks they're doing something amazing by taking, you know, law-abiding citizens' guns away. They think they're doing something fucking great, and I'm tired of all of it, man. Less than a minute coverage on this girl.
I mean, this
So
is why the
sad.
left loves school shootings. They love it because every time that happens, that gives them another opportunity to sit there and spout gun control, while their cities are overrun with gun violence. Every time.
So, who wants to make a wager? Do you think the murder of Lily Bova, do you think it was a transgender radical leftist, or do you think it was an illegal alien?
Could have been a gangbanger. You never know anymore. There's so many options on the left now.
They wouldn't protect it like they are. It's one of the two
Oh.
biggest things, right?
That is
Ah,
true, though.
okay. Okay, so they're purposely
I have an idea on who it was.
Yeah, they're hiding the identity of the killer.
who, Dylan?
It wasn't a straight white Christian male. That's why they ain't released the name yet.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Because they would have instantly done that to push their own narrative. So it's either a immigrant that, whether it's from down south or Islamic, or
Could be a
it
black
was
person.
some leftist asshole.
I don't know. They usually quickly release the identity of Muslims and black people and call them white. CNN.
Yeah, I was
does
about
that
to
all
say
the
the
time.
same thing.
No,
yeah,
that's true. They'll call him white.
They'll
so-
call them white. They'll write out the police report, and then what do? They sit there and say, "Well, statistics show that white people commit the most violent crimes in this country."
Yeah. It
Every
was an illegal
frickin' time.
alien. It was an illegal alien.
Amber George, 877 said, "I will take that wager. It was an illegal alien."
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They were
aside from that case, we have dozens of cases that constantly pop up, but the media just doesn't want to talk about it. So we have this one here. Another Charlotte fun fact, because Charlotte apparently has just turned into an absolute shithole. That, has been revealed that the man charged with murdering one man and leaving another brain dead in Charlotte, North Carolina, is an illegal alien immigrant from Venezuela. In the arrest records, I'm not going to say his name because fuck him, is labeled as a white male. Are you kidding me? Not only that, but 1 month before he allegedly executed a man from behind in Charlotte of January 2026, Fernandez was pulled over for 5 separate driving charges. Let's see what this
Just
says.
learned Fernandez
Look at
is
this right
being
here.
held without bond and has a court-appointed public defender. Fernandez is facing
Race white.
murder charges, and it is related to the deadly shooting of 44-year-old Ludvin Guzman Morales along Central Avenue on January 24th. Court records show that.
Yeah, is it just me? Or does this look like this guy's been
So-
hit with a frying pan? Like
Is this guy illegal?
Yes.
But he's
illegal
white.
from
Don't forget,
Venezuela.
he's really white. Like
So
his shirt.
illegal.
And they said white. Oh my god.
Illegal aliens are now white males. God.
Yeah. I think they were talking about his shirt. I think they meant to say shirt, white.
Fernandez was arrested yesterday. Investigators say a break in the case came just days ago when officers responded to an attempted murder on Albemarle Road. During the investigation, police say they found a gun inside Fernandez's car. They say he later admitted to shooting the victim. After examining that weapon, detectives believe it may be linked to the shooting of Guzman Morales. Now, Fernandez also has an ICE detainer, meaning he could be taken into federal custody. Here at the Mecklenburg County Courthouse, Fernandez is expected to be seen again on April 14th. Just learned Fernandez is.
Yeah,
What
this is
state is
just
this?
ridiculous. It's
What
ridiculous.
state is this?
North Carolina. Again, Charlotte.
So-
Charlotte, where I believe is also Irina Zarutska
Absolutely
was murdered.
was. Charlotte is fucking
A pregnant woman
disgusting.
got stabbed there too.
Charlotte is a fucking disgusting place. You see this type of shit over and fucking over again in Charlotte, man. We haven't forgotten about Irina Zarutska, just for the record.
No, we haven't. Absolutely not.
I don't know what the fuck is going on in Charlotte. Democrats, obviously, are the problem. So now we got Jose is a white male, Muhammad is a white male, Tyler Robinson's transgender furry boyfriend is now they're just mentally ill. You see why you can't trust fucking stats?
No, you can't.
That people want to post these stats and tell you how bad white Christian men are. Jesus Christ, dude. This is insane.
I bet you
I just need to fucking burn
50 to
Charlotte to the ground.
75% of those 50 to 75% of those incarcerated stats of white men is probably not actually American white men. It's probably an illegal immigrant or somebody that gets classified as Caucasian,
Oh, I'm sure.
even though they're not of American descent.
They also like to take the whole white supremacy is like the most dangerous thing on the rise. They're talking about primarily white supremacy in prisons. So when they talk white supremacy, they're talking about the Aryan nation that are primarily in prison. They take those stats to inflate that white supremacy is the most rising criminal thing in this country.
That's insane.
You know, just not too long ago, another young girl in Chicago was killed by an illegal alien. I can't remember her name right off the top of my head. But this wasn't long. It may have been in the month of March, even.
Was that the woman that was set on fire?
No, even after that.
It's just it is hard to remember all this because it's constantly happening.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So now it's like within 2 months' time, you've got so many examples of Chicago specifically and their sanctuary policy bullshit and how they protect illegals. But you've got all these examples just piling up of illegals killing citizens. And now it's gotten to the point where they're hiding the identity. What the fuck do we do at this point in time?
I don't know. What do we do?
We
You
need
know-
to.
Go
I think
ahead, Dylan.
I was just gonna say, talk about the Smith-Mundt Act on how these media corporations are able to propagandize against everybody, and nothing can be done about it because of that act being in place. If it was repealed, they wouldn't be able to do that shit anymore, and they wouldn't make any money anymore. Legacy media would be dead after that point, and that's what they're
So
afraid
good.
of.
And he's not talking about the original Smith-Mundt Act. He's talking about the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act of 2012, brought on by Barack Obama.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, but no one's gonna fix that. Who's gonna fix it?
Yeah.
I
Congress
mean,
isn't going to do it.
Congress isn't gonna do anything. They're not gonna
Thomas
fix it.
Massey's not going to do it. Rand Paul's
No.
We're all shouting on the ground saying, "Hey, we want the Save America Act passed," and then John Thune goes on vacation for 2 weeks, paid, and he's not going to do a fucking thing about it
Nope.
because he makes this money on the side and nobody wants to talk about it.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to media manipulation. So we had another No Kings protest recently, and this is Eric Daughtry. Holy crap.
He's great.
This is just how crooked the fake news is. Left is pro-Trump, pro-Iran Sea Patriots marching in D.C. The right is a pathetic group of paid No King protesters in Chicago. No Kings got all the coverage. Patriots got zero.
Wow. Look at that. Wow.
They're saying thank you, President Trump, if you can't hear it.
Seems like they don't mind having a king.
Isn't that wild?
Seems like they want a king.
You know what the No Kings protests are? They're old white hippies.
Yeah.
They are easily it's just the fear mongering. It's the people that the fear mongering works on, right? And it's always old white people, or it's obvious mentally ill people, and I mean fucking beyond like you probably as a grown man are probably like a little afraid to walk around these fucking people. They're that fucked up. Did you
Or
see
they're-
that big old fucking whale of a bitch in the wheelchair?
No.
Oh yeah.
Look
Mad
like
Max
fucking
Fatty Road.
Looked like fucking Hannibal Lecter had a gaming PC when he was a kid.
And I guarantee you, the majority of these people are on subsidies too. You know?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
You know?
They're on government benefits, and they're probably mad because Trump cleaned a bunch of people off SNAP benefits, right? These people are mentally fucked, or they're old ass white people. That's all the No Kings protests are.
Yeah.
And they have to they have to do this countrywide thing. They have to do this nationwide thing where they promote it for a fucking month before it happens. And then talk about how many people showed out in every single fucking city and village across the country to make it seem significant. Because when you drive by a No Kings protest, there's 5 fucking stupid people standing there, right? Laugh at them, fucking call them retarded, and drive away. But they have to get like an entire count on the country that they isn't even accurate. It's not fucking accurate. If they did another one tomorrow, they tell you it was 14 million people. They just up the number every time.
Oh yeah, and let's be real. Like even if it was
Did you see
14 million people, there's over 250 million people in this country. That's
Right.
nothing.
300, over 300 million.
Yeah.
I think there's a video that Harry Sisson tried to claim was the Chicago No Kings protest for March, but it was actually done in October.
Yeah.
And Matt Van Swole called him out on it because it was the exact same footage.
So
Wow.
this next little tidbit I thought was interesting because like I've been mentioning that, you know, they're always going to do small tweaking of things to change like, you know, how we might perceive something. So I thought this was interesting. You know, I watch a whole lot of YouTube videos to get my information for the podcast. And then like, you know, when I'm done, you know, I'll work on my computer and I'll let something play and it auto plays stuff. So it auto played the movie, She's Out of Your League. And I noticed something during some key scenes. Now I want to show you this because I think this is really interesting. I'm going to show you the original scene, and then I'm going to show you what the YouTube version is, even though it's still rated R. All right. So this is your kiss scene.
Oh, this is before.
So if you know there, he gave the middle finger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to go over here. To
So interested where John's brain's gonna go with this.
We're on the rated R version on YouTube Movies and TV. Watch this. They inputted a second finger. So he's no longer giving
It's
the
just
middle
a-
finger.
It's just a black screen.
It's just a black screen.
Are you serious? What about now?
Black.
Black screen?
All right, hold on.
Yeah. I mean, it's a white male. Sorry.
Oh, don't talk, are they?
It's a white screen.
Don't tell me they're like actually censoring the ability to even show this. That's wild.
Well, what was it? Describe it.
Hold on a second. Let's see it. Let me just try this again. Those motherfuckers. It is. Look at that. So they don't
Yeah,
even let you
white male.
see it.
White Christian male. That's all it is.
What in the heck? All right, hold on a second.
Straight white Christian male.
I'm gonna do this song right now.
I'm getting kind of scared now. It's a lot.
All right. Trust me. I'm gonna do this like real quick.
Try
for everybody.
minimizing it just a little bit. Like maybe.
So that's crazy. They don't even let you screenshot this. So basically what they did, they gave him a second finger. So instead of him giving you the middle finger like this, he does this. So now they're adding body appendages so you're not giving the finger in a rated R movie, and then they won't let you even like actually show you the clip on screen. They're blacking out the screen. That's wild to me.
Yeah, it's a lot of white there.
And that's what you wanted to show during the podcast?
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
interesting because like there's another scene at the end here. I could probably show you this. It's just this stuff interests me, like why they're like doing manipulation on rated R shit. So in this scene,
It's a conspiracy.
it's not just conspiracy. So he actually says "fuck you," and he gives everybody the finger. But in the YouTube version, it's his pointer finger, and he says "screw you."
I mean, probably because they have to. 'cause
It's
of
a rated
kids.
R movie.
It
and it's
doesn't
literally
matter.
rated R.
It doesn't matter, but if it's on YouTube and kids can just pull it up, like no
Yeah,
wonder
but they
do
also
that.
have age check where you can
I kind
sit
of
there and
appreciate
accept.
that.
But like,
So what it?
so here's the thing. To me, if you advertise something as rated R, like I should be able to get it in its full format. So what they're doing is they're taking original footage and they're digitally altering it. So now those people that actually own like the DVD are getting the original, and when they remove all the physical copies, you're only going to have what they give you on the digital. which means that you'll no longer have the original version of the movie. So they
No.
can manipulate footage over time.
You know what
Ah.
Now,
pisses
the
me
reason I bring
off?
this up,
This is-
let me go off
this
my
is-
tangent one more. The
Okay.
reason I bring this up is because they're going to start doing this with live news footage.
Okay.
That's what they're
That's
going to
your
do.
connection.
Is they're going to
Okay.
start adding small things that you don't notice that could change the context or of how like, you may react
Skin
to something.
tone.
Like they could literally give Donald Trump giving you the finger if he was like doing like this and then he's doing this. So they can change these small things now without you even noticing. That's the stuff that annoys me. Because if they want to advertise it a PG-13 movie and change all the censoring and stuff, that's fine because now you're PG-13. But don't still advertise it in its normal format as a rated R movie. Sorry, this is the film major in me. I like to point this shit
I
out.
love it, John.
But
It's
like
good.
AI, like
It
they're
is
gonna
good
use
things
AI
that
to start
affect me.
fucking shit up. I'm
The
just
thing
saying.
about
I
film,
see
the thing
that.
about film and shit that pisses me off is like a while back I seen this TV show. I don't know. This is probably like a year or two ago. I seen a TV show about this kid that like killed one or two of his friends or some shit. And long story short, it was based on a real story. It was a black kid, but they whitewashed it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so it was based on a true story. They
Was that
they,
was that on
That was on
Netflix where it was like
It was
bully?
on Netflix, and they made him.
Yeah,
yes,
I don't.
They made him a
They
white.
made him a little white boy.
They made him a
yeah.
little
They
white boy,
whitewashed
and
it.
it was a black kid.
That's the
it was
shit I
horrible.
can't say. That was
No, yeah.
completely fucking
Not what
unnecessary.
happened.
Obviously done on purpose.
Yeah.
Of
Um,
course,
You don't fucking. I mean, come on. It's as obvious as casting.
I
Never mind.
agree.
I'm shutting the fuck up. It's stupid.
No, I
Um,
agree. Yeah, it's horrible.
Like just own it. You know what I mean? Make it real. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, right. I mean, that was like, remember we had to watch Kude Kente like as kids in
Yeah.
school. It's like making him a white guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, they only seem to go one
They wouldn't
way.
do that exactly. It's only one way.
And like I'm
you
not
know?
gonna sit
They're
there
not
and deny
they're
the
not gonna
fact that
make Kude Kente like a white guy because that'll show the white guy.
Hollywood used to
suffering.
whitewash. Like
You
I'm
know?
not gonna deny that.
It's
And I never liked that in the
Yeah.
first place.
No doubt.
Like I want to see something in its original intention, original story. Like when they would bring in like a Japanese anime and make it into a live action movie and they would whitewash it. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking
Would
of
you consider this
Japanese,
podcast a rated R podcast?
Yes, it
if
is.
I'm on, what if I'm here? It's rated R.
That's for John. It's for John.
Yeah, well now YouTube's gonna put another
you,
finger there.
John.
Because I fucked this podcast up for one.
You do. You drop the F bomb. It's a rated R
do.
podcast.
It's not just the podcast though. It's just how I roll.
I know. You're just a
I'm
rated
working
R
on it.
person. We need it.
Man.
We need a rated R. We need rated R men to be men in Congress, in the Senate, and get it done. We do.
You know,
Come
people tell
on.
people tell me that I need to sharpen up my style and my demeanor and things. Dude, fuck that. I'm not gonna be fake for anyone. And if the way you vote depends on me saying the F word or not, you're not a serious voter. Right? Because I'm like pro America as fuck. Pro Constitution, and if you're mad because I said pro America as fuck instead of just pro America, you're not a serious person.
I don't know.
I disagree. I mean,
We can disagree. We can agree to disagree. It's okay.
I feel like it doesn't matter
want
what
you
the
to be
fuck I say at
Muzak.
the end of that.
I know, but it's like there's, to me, and this is just my old school thing, like way it's like in business, like when I'm working, I just think it's unprofessional. Like I'm not gonna curse with my clients. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Obviously,
But,
I'd
right.
never drop the
But
F
this
bomb
is
on
the
the
cr-
house floor. I'm not Jasmine Crockett, you know.
Okay,
I'm-
well I didn't know that, so you're not gonna drop. Okay, so you're not gonna
Obviously.
be you on the house floor.
I'm the Netflix version of Jasmine Crockett, I guess. When I drop the F bomb. Nah, I'm not gonna drop the fucking F bomb on the house floor. I'm professional too,
Yeah.
you know.
This isn't the house floor.
This isn't the house floor.
No. If it was, this would be the
Fucking
rated R.
ball.
What did you say, Dylan? What did
I
you
said,
say,
fuck
Dylan?
it, we ball.
Fuck it, we ball.
All right, let's get into some of our crazy
right.
stories of the week.
Let's do it.
Let's go with the accuse the other side of which you are doing trope. So Pulitzer Prize-winning cartoonist who portrayed President Trump as a sexual predator and pedophile in his vicious anti-Trump cartoons is now arrested for possessing over 134 videos of child sex abuse material.
You don't say.
Yep.
Whoa.
Darren Bell, the Sacramento-based artist who built his entire career drawing disgusting cartoons that smeared Donald Trump as some kind of sexual deviant while collecting his awards and pretending to speak for the disenfranchised. He won the Pulitzer for his so-called daring work attacking the Trump administration, and he loved projecting every sick accusation imaginable on the
sorry,
president.
John. Dylan, can you put your your microphone on mute? Unless
Yeah, we
you're
got a
gonna
little
talk? I
background
want you
noise.
to talk. I can't hear John. Sorry, go ahead, John.
Now the mask is off. Sacramento County sheriffs arrested the 49-year-old hypocrite after linking him to 134 videos of child sex abuse material, plus computer-generated child pornography, making him the first person charged under California new law against AI-created CSAM. The same man who spent years lecturing everyone about morality got caught with the real thing on his devices that left favorite attack dog is finally exposed for exactly what he is.
I've said it
I have
a
a
million
question.
times.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go, Zach.
I was just gonna say I've said it a million times. With these fucking people, every accusation is a confession every time.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I don't know. I guess we lost John. Can you guys still hear me?
He just turned his camera and shit off. Yeah. I can
Okay. The question I have is why can't we program AI, one, to not do something like that, and then three, to alert us? We can't
So,
program AI to
you
like detect people
you
who
can, right?
do this stuff.
You can, because most
Or
AI
like,
you can't even do that type of shit.
did you hear what I said, John?
No, I had to blow my nose. Sinus
Can we why can't we schedule program AI to pick up like pedophiles like this? Like when
I mean, you absolutely could.
maybe not right. Like maybe not like go into their personal computers and things like that. That's
But
just
that would flag people that were linked to Epstein.
I know. But like if you're gonna ask AI to do something like that, that should be a red flag straight to the FBI or whoever. You know?
Well, I think it comes down to like individual companies, right? So like XAI,
They should make it a requirement. It should be a federal law for every AI company. They should require that.
I agree.
In my opinion.
Listen, as a video gamer, the one big thing that's plaguing online video games now is cheating, and people cheat nonstop, and they could make an AI to catch people cheating, but they don't. You know why? Because they make money off of it. There's a reason why they make all these like battle royales and everything for free, is that they just catch the cheater, they ban that account, the cheater then gets a new account, buys new cheats from the manufacturer, and then they just start cheating again. That's the same thing. Like if they could make an anti-cheat that could like ban them, and then they could block their their MAC address there and like do like hardware bans, but they won't do it for some reason. They don't care because they know people will still get on there. And now that like normal people are like fed up with it, they're like, well, if everybody else is going to cheat, I'm going to cheat now too. It's just encouraging bad behavior. It's cyclical.
I hate when they cheat in my video games.
I hate it too. Rachel knows what I'm talking about.
And when they make this into this, it's the worst.
No, this into this.
This, okay.
I knew it. I knew you were going to do that. I knew it.
Can you do it with both hands? I can't. Kind of. That's skill, man.
But it's wild. Like, you know, I said a while back that AI was going to be used for people's pornographic fantasy. And it's just going to keep getting worse. People are going to do some really disgusting, twisted shit. And they don't realize that, like, you know, somebody's, you know, friends are going to start getting a little bit, you know, crazier with each other. And then they're going to start pushing boundaries. Because we always have, like, when it comes to, like, the video world and stuff, people always have to push the boundary and go, like, even crazier, even sicker. Like, our movies, like, they don't even care about, like, a good plot anymore. They just care about that, oh, shit moment, you know? It really annoys me.
I think the sad part is that it's gonna replace human connection.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I think it's on all those levels. You know,
Yeah, I seen a post today. I think talking about use AI for everything, right? It makes everything better. Like I don't need to talk to AI all day like it's my friend, right?
ew, no,
At
no.
all. I don't like I don't know. There's something fucking weird about it to me, and people. It's dangerous, man. I mean, people have already killed themselves over AI. You know.
Kids have kids.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
they have. It's really sad. Can I say this one more thing? I know we have to go to a different thing, but okay. So, Sovi actually posted something about Chat GPT, basically saying that it's more important to keep AI around than 3 human lives. Like did this like it was a cool like basic it was this guy, this Asian guy that was on there and he used mosquitoes and was like, well, if you kill this mosquito, like and anyway, and he progressed it to human life. And she said and he's basically that even, 3 humans have to die to keep AI is worth it. This is Chat GPT. I mean, it's crazy. It's wild.
Yep.
I don't know.
You guys
ChatGPT
think AI is
is-
worth 3 human lives?
Evil?
Do I think AI is worth 3 human lives? No,
No.
I don't. Absolutely not. I don't think it's worth 1 human life. No.
What you doing?
I think that the artificial intelligence of like OpenAI, I think that it would be detrimental to humanity to keep OpenAI in the current leadership that it's in right now. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like they are going to keep pushing that weird like supermodel that they have of it right now into what you guys are talking about, to where they would choose AI life quote unquote over human life. And that's going to be a problem, especially if you think about it like, just think of switch roles for a second. Let's say OpenAI was over SpaceX. How would that look in a fucking space civilization 1,000 years from now, in a different solar system, where all the humanoid robots killed all the humans, and now they're running amok with our shit that we built. So I think that's why I trust Elon the way that I do, is because he is willing to talk about artificial intelligence ethics, AI ethics, as well as AI reasoning, and I think it's the beginning of what he's got up his sleeve for that.
I think unfortunately, AI has already cost more than 3 human lives.
Yeah, it has.
Um,
Ooh, that's a good.
It's real shit.
You're right.
Now, yeah, I was gonna say something else there, but
Sorry, Zach.
I mean, you know me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a fan of AI. I still won't be a fan of AI. Like, if I have to use it for like my search engine and stuff, so be it. I really don't want to use it. I don't like using creative AI, and I'll avoid it at all costs. To be honest, like I just understand that AI is only good as the programming that it gets until obviously, if it becomes sentient. But here's the thing that I'll throw to Dylan is that even though Elon is in charge of Grok and everything, what happens if something happens to Elon? And who grabs Grok in that power vacuum? Are they the right people to have it? That's the problem that I constantly see with AI, is that it's only as good as whoever's in charge of it. And if something happens to the people that are good in charge of it, they then can manipulate it for evil.
that's a great question.
Yeah, it is.
Right. Because the other people are gonna anybody other than Elon is gonna do it for the money. Elon doesn't have to do it for the money because he has all the money.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
How many
So like,
my bad, go ahead, dude.
and I feel like the I guess go back over it again, John, the first part that you were talking about.
So if something were to happen to Elon, or Elon loses control of Grok, you know, through some kind of court means or
Yeah.
whatever, and now somebody else takes over Grok, are we to trust that they're going to do the right thing with the program? Because AI is only good as the information that's being given.
I like Grok. I think
Well,
Grok
I
is
don't-
like
Yeah, I like Grok.
a good AI, and ChatGPT is an evil one. Like there's a good and an evil.
So
I don't know, I like
see a
Grok.
lot of conflict with Grok.
I got
So, sorry, let me just do one more thing, Dylan. So today, I'm sure I think it was today, there was like this black cloud or something that was being supposed to be shown over Beverly Hills, California. One version of Grok said, "Oh, this is like a special type of cloud that happens and it gets caught in some kind of wind draft, etc., etc." And then there's the other version of Grok that's like, "This is generated AI." So I've seen this before where there's conflicting reports of Grok.
For sure.
Have
I see the
had
same
the
thing.
had the cloud has like was it a video or a picture you said?
It was like a video of a black swirling cloud that almost looked like it was like a witch or something.
The thing about AI, right? The thing about like Grok and Chat GPT and all these things is it reads to understand what something is, right? So if this picture or video had already been posted and it had been challenged in the comments, 40 or 50 comments said it was AI generated, Grok's gonna tell you it's AI generated. See, the Grok that you like tag in a post acts a lot different than the Grok in the app, right?
Yeah.
Well, can I answer to that? Let me tell you
Yeah,
something
yeah.
that happened 2 days ago. So, with me and my girlfriends on X, like basically we have to be careful because there's like these, and I love supporting obviously MAGA women, and so, you know, I love befriending new MAGA women and new accounts or whatever, but we have to be careful because there's a lot of men that, you know, will go on there as a woman, and there are these beautiful women, and you can kind of tell, right? Like if they're like off the chain, like gorgeous, it's like, all right, like I don't know if this is real. Well, I have been in conversation back and forth with this woman, and I was like, she's really pretty. I was like, I hope she's not a man. She doesn't sound like a man, but I hope she's not a man. I'm not gonna continue like a friendship with her. And so I put it through Grok, and every picture that I put through it says it's AI generated. AI generated. I was heartbroken, and because I was like, that she does not sound like a man. And so I was like, hold on. I was like, let me put the pictures of me in Grok. So the same pictures that I have that on my account I put in Grok, and Grok said that I was AI generated. And I was like, Grok, I was like, this is me. And he's like, no, it's because you have your certain the symmetry of your face and blah 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 blah. And I was like, I appreciate that. Like that's, you know, I'll take that as a compliment. I was like, but I'm real. And these are pictures that came from my iPhone. I have timestamps and everything. I said, you're wrong. You know, so it was like, now it's like, well, we don't know what's real and what's not. You know, I can't run it through Grok. I'm like, I can't trust you anymore, Grok. You broke my trust.
All right,
All my pictures are
I
real.
gotta go off on the deep end now. I have to.
Yeah, go for it.
This is the stuff that like. So I think a lot, and I watch a lot of shows. I watch a lot of biblical talk shows. I watch shows about people that have like encounters with dog men and so on and so forth, and people that say they've been part of these elite bloodline families that, you know, do like child sacrifice and all this stuff. So they say, like, you know, the reason why, like, you know, certain Hollywood movie monsters consistently get brought back up is that we're socially being engineered to, like, you know, be like to the point where if they were to ever come out of the out of hiding, out of the underground, that we'd be accepting of them. So like werewolves and vampires pretty much are the two big ones. They're always brought up in movies, like the
What about
what was it,
zombies?
TV. Zombies not so much. Zombies is just a, you know, stupid thing for, you know, people going nuts. But like Wolfmen and vampires.
Wolfmen, yes, that's
And vampires.
for sure real. Vampires
So-
for sure real.
So here's the thing.
Zombies, not so much.
When like the TV show Wednesday, you know, they got all these type of characters and everybody's doing it. You have goth girls that are permanently implanting vampire teeth inside their mouth and everything. What if they were to come out and people are getting footage of this stuff, but now you don't know if it's real or not because AI has built into our brains, is it real or not? That's what I'm saying. Like, so you would never know. Listen, this is the deep end stuff I like to talk about. There are biblical things like the Nephilim. Like biblically, if you're a Christian and you've read about the Nephilim, right, Dylan?
Right.
Come on, Dylan, get in here on the Nephilim.
Listen,
You gotta unmute yourself.
I agree with the Nephilim, but that was before the flood.
Yeah.
Right.
But
there-
I'm just
there's-
saying, like, you wouldn't know. If, like, these creatures are in hiding. Remember, our history books are based off of people that we trust to write our history. Who's to
Right.
say over hundreds and hundreds of years they kept taking that
So
stuff
Bigfoot
out of our
is
history books?
definitely Bigfoot's definitely real. Got you.
I'm right here.
So are werewolves.
Well, they call them
and now
dogmen.
vampires. Okay.
Yeah. But it's not like the movie format. Not the style like where they show in the movies where like, oh, they can't have sunlight, they get a stake through the heart, shit like that. It's more like, people that drink blood, like the whole
yeah.
adrenochrome stuff.
That's real. I mean,
That's what I'm
real.
saying. Like, so they've
Yeah.
made it so.
What about
like,
werewolves?
The idea,
You
the
kinda
ideology of
really-
it is so exacerbated that you would just dismiss it completely. What do you think, Dylan?
I don't think I would ever dismiss a werewolf if I saw one.
Well, if you saw one, obviously. But people are just gonna be like, "You're crazy. Why don't you show us video?" And you show them video, like, "Well, that's AI." Come on, Dylan. What do you think?
I was
This is
thinking
fun stuff to
AI
talk
too.
about. This is fun stuff to talk about.
I think if there were some sort of intelligent like higher being out there other than Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, just higher than humans, talking about like Nephilim, Seraphim, Cherubim.
Demonic.
I feel like they would have the lost technology of Cain before the world was flooded, and that technology of Cain, I think, is how the Mesopotamians were able to get into the Bronze Age before the flood.
I mean,
and
in every ancient
I think
civilization, giants
yeah.
have existed in their culture.
Right, but for the most part, it's all been gone with the flood.
Do you think
But
werewolves built the
what
pyramids?
what about aliens? Even J.D. Vance recently came
Aliens,
out and
I
said
think-
aliens are actually demons. That's what J.D. Vance thinks.
I actually think that too. I'm not gonna.
That's why I'm saying,
I-
like,
I
if,
think that too.
if we get to
I
that
think there's
point
a
where we
whole
don't
nother
believe it,
realm.
we just
I
think it's AI.
I think that's crazy.
That's why I like to just I don't believe it yet. I'm just saying these are thought processes that, if as a Christian, I believe in demons, I believe in hell, I believe in Satan. How would I know if this is in real life? Somebody's saying, "Oh my God, look at this, and now I'm just like, well, that's probably just fucking AI.
Why would you think that aliens are demons?
Because to me, like, we have the ability to search galaxies for planets that could possibly harbor life. We detected a foreign object coming towards Earth that people thought were a spaceship. We can see meteors come around us. So you're telling me we have these spaceships that are coming in and out of our solar system and our planet without us ever detecting it?
But
I don't know.
what makes them
There's a lot of
demons?
questions to it. That's why.
What makes them demons, though?
So that would be like spiritual realm kind of stuff, where like portals from like the spiritual realm opens up, and that's where these beings come from.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
at the same time, like, there's no planet that we know of where any type of species based off of Earth could live.
But we've seen how many out of fucking billions, you know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Also, did you not see recently that a lot of the scientists that were part of the UFO information either went missing or died?
Yeah, it's like 5 out of the 6 like little team that they had.
Yep.
It was like some professors, and then some of it was military people.
Yeah,
So what you guys are saying is Candace Owens is an alien?
she could be a demon or
Yeah.
demonically possessed.
She's absolutely fucking demonically possessed.
I think she's possessed.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I mean, there
think
are
she's-
the Catholic Church
think,
still does exorcisms.
She's none of that. She's just a fucking
The-
grifter. Opportunist.
I just like I like
definitely
the
evil
question.
as
I think the aliens. I think the aliens that we know of as of today, I don't think that they're extraterrestrial beings. I think that Roswell incident over there in New Mexico was. I think it was demonic, especially after World War II, whenever we dropped the atomic bomb, and then you had a bunch of weird stuff happen down around Antarctica, and everybody wanted to keep it hush hush. And we'll attack everybody everywhere else, but nobody can go to Antarctica. Nobody can do nothing down there, and that's one of the reasons why I can't find a 1952 Britannica Volume 2 encyclopedia anywhere. But that's just me. And I was in Denver at the Metroplex Library there, and they didn't have it. So
Yeah, I'm just not buying the aliens or demons.
See, like I'm not sitting here saying any of this is true, but I am questioning the possibilities. That's what
Sorry,
I.
they
That's
got
what I
attacked by a
do.
werewolf.
Like, why is there an email from like with Hillary Clinton CC'd saying, "I'll make sure to sacrifice a chicken to Moloch tonight"? Why is that shit around? Why are hundreds of thousands of children constantly going missing? There's a lot of crazy shit in this world that we don't know. And
Oh, we're talking about
when you
illegal
see,
aliens
like,
being demons.
like the super rich, how they manipulate governments and everything. It's not that far off to believe that they're like sick, twisted, evil beings.
No, there is. I don't know if they're the same as aliens.
I would believe more in demons than I would in aliens.
Yeah,
we
That's
gotta
all I'm
start saying we gotta start saying illegal
Does-
human aliens.
can,
we do.
does JD think aliens are demons because they don't believe that Christ is Lord?
Maybe.
So
Because
like,
they
we
don't-
got to go conquer the
I mean, there's
galaxy.
so many questions about life in general that it's hard to even tell.
I think we've seen.
No, I think he's just
like-
trying to push it. Sorry.
No, I was just saying. I think we've seen like comparatively, right? We've seen like a handful of planets compared to the billions that are out there, and aliens can't just be demons. I mean, there's got to be life somewhere else, right?
Yeah, I think it's a possibility for sure. I do. I think
Billions
it's a
of
possibility.
planets, billions of.
I mean, we
solar
have
systems.
the ability to look for these planets that could potentially harbor life or that are Earth-like systems.
Yeah,
But don't you
not-
think it's odd though, Zach, that if there is aliens that are present or who have visited here, that we wouldn't have the capability to actually, one, catch them, two, I mean, I don't know, that they're just not, they haven't shown themselves.
Well, for one, I think if they're capable of getting here, they're much more fucking intelligent than we are. Or something. I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird. Like talking about outer space and shit gives me a migraine, so we can move on. But
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I just wanted to go off the deep end for a little bit. I like to talk about this stuff on occasion.
it's one of the
But-
most it's one of the most intriguing fucking things to me.
Yeah.
But
And that's why we have the Space Force.
it makes so little fucking sense that it puts me into a migraine, dude, thinking about it.
All right, let's get back onto AI.
Like
Let's get back to AI.
everything in the world is contained.
John wants to
in
see
something.
a werewolf going like this.
Every fucking thing,
No, I
everything
want
that
to fight a
exists,
werewolf and win.
everything that exists is contained inside of something, right?
Bro, I got
Except
some
space.
silver samurai
Yeah.
swords over here, bro. I'm ready.
Full silver?
Oh, silver tip.
Space said, "Fuck y'all, I'm going on forever."
All right. Let's get back to AI. So I thought this was pretty crazy. Chicago, this is good old Illinois, just opened a school with 0 teachers, not reduced, eliminated. And AI teaches reading, writing, math, 2 hours a day, one-on-one with a machine. Second graders spend the rest of their day running businesses, no teaching degree required. bachelor's minimum, tuition $55,000 a year. Your kid's
What?
public school still can't agree on homework policies. So listen to this. And this is Anton Daniels. He's a cool guy. I like listening to him.
Heard of. So a school is going to be completely AI with no teachers, and it's opening up in Chicago. Who are the students? They must be geniuses.
They're
'cause there's
recruiting
no
students
way.
right now. The students are people of whose parents can afford $55,000 a year in tuition. I'll just say that for this private school. But this is a fascinating story on so many different levels. It's going to be called Alpha Schools. And Alpha Schools is a private school. I don't want to call it a chain, but it's a group of schools that exist in other states, formed out of Austin, Texas. And here's how the day works for these students. K through 8 right now, but eventually they want to make it K through 12. They do essentially all the core academic learning in 2 hours in those booths with AI. And it's very personalized. They interact with the AI. They learn their core subjects, reading, writing, arithmetic, and all the things that we learn. And then the rest of the day is left open to workshops, to entrepreneurial stuff, even for kids as young as 2nd and 3rd grade, business stuff, some arts as well. And that's where they really get their collaboration with other students and problem solving skills in. No teachers. They are hiring, the school is currently. It's going to be downtown. They would love if you have a teaching background, but you don't have to have one. You have to have a bachelor's degree, but you don't have to have any educational experience or even a degree in education, because it's the AI doing the core learning with the student. And then it opens up the rest of the day. Look, AI is coming to our schools in one way or another. There's no doubt about it. Will teachers be okay essentially saying take over computers? Probably not. There's going to be, obviously this is a private school. They can kind of do what they want here versus the public schools. But I do find it to be a fascinating discussion on where we're going with AI, its capabilities, and how much the education experience is going to embrace this stuff.
What do you guys think?
Of course it's happening in
What
Chicago.
parent would pay? Of course. And then what parent will pay $55,000 to have their kid in a cubicle and them not be supervised and just trust AI to teach your child? Like, what type of parent are you?
The same ones. Never mind.
I
I
feel
mean,
like
I
Dylan
just
looks
can't
dumbfounded
fathom
about
that as a
this.
mom. There's no way.
So
Yeah.
So like you can see how bad we failed the children, period. Even before we stuck them on tablets and iPads and phones. But then you could see how much worse it got when they got stuck on cell phones and tablets and iPads. So now you're like, fuck it, we're just gonna remove human interaction, period. And our kids are gonna be with fucking AI all day long. That's never mind.
I like the part where they work on business and entrepreneurship. That's awesome. I mean, with homeschooling, you know, if you're able, you only have to do about 3 hours a day of like academic sitting down, you know, if you have really good curriculum. Like, I can see that. And then focus on life skills. And I mean, it's a proven very effective way to teach children. But to have AI do it for 2 hours, like,
For
no.
$55,000.
It's
No.
happening because Chicago and the state of Illinois can't handle money. They've put themselves in a hole so fucking deep that we can't even teach our children anyway. So they're just trying to find, I don't know, a solution for their reckless spending on illegal aliens and everything else.
I'd like to say that Rachel hit the nail on the head when she said unsupervised. Is AI going to discipline kids that are not listening, not paying attention, that are
Come on,
playing
your
on
AI
their
ass
phone,
will be
playing
good.
on their tablet?
Right.
Where's
It's a
the
whole
human interaction?
It's a whole generation of kids that are going to be like, at Grok, you know?
Yeah. And you know what the worst part is like they're not going to be taught to think for themselves because they're all going to be taught the same exact thing. There's not going to be open-ended questions by the teachers probably, because a lot of teachers, you know, they'll have you write an article and they'll give you a couple questions that make you think. But like AI, it's probably just going to give you a specific format to follow. Because how would the AI judge the subjective type of thought process that the kids are bringing to AI.
I think what baffles me is how fast we're trusting AI. Y'all, like, what? It hasn't even been really a year that it's really been, has it?
It's
Been
it's
to
been a
this
little bit
degree?
longer. It's just it's gotten
A
a lot
little
better.
bit, not, yeah, maybe, but like not to where it was so prevalent, right?
I mean,
Maybe 2 years?
ChatGPT's been around for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Sure, but I mean, not to where it was like so widely accepted like this. I don't know. Maybe
No,
that's just
definitely
me. Right? That's
you're right.
insane.
It's a wild thing.
It's not like
you
it's
know,
been
AI.
around for 20 years.
We have AI teach the children. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That way you can pull more school funding to give illegal aliens healthcare and shit.
I mean, it's $55,000. That's college tuition pricing.
I know.
That's wild to me. And it's
Won't
not
be
like they're
long.
even paying like teachers, like multiple teachers, that type of salary, you know? They have a program that's going to sit there and jot out the same exact stuff to every single classroom.
It's not
I mean, it sounds like a good
unrealistic for
business
Chicago.
model. You know,
It-
for the
it
one who
costs-
owns that school.
Cost $55,000 for a McDonald's cheeseburger in Chicago before too long.
You know, I bet you they'll do this in New York and they'll just teach you freaking the Quran.
Yeah.
It's insane.
All right, the next one is another little. This is probably a hot topic, so this one might get a little heated for everybody. So I'm just curious what people's thoughts are on it. Now, listen, personally, Erica Kirk got into, you know, like probably the worst situation. She lost her husband, then she has to take over a major movement. And right now, she's probably getting screamed at from all different sides, trying to grab the power that she currently has. So, with that being said, in University of Arkansas, TPUSA chapter dissolves and rebrands as Young American Revival. So what they said is, after discussion with my executive board, we have come to the unanimous decision to dissolve our affiliation with Turning Point USA and rebrand our registered student organization under our own label, Young American Revival, at the University of Arkansas. We have many grievances with Turning Point USA, which we will shortly make known to them in private, but I will share only one, Fantagrossi said. We are generally put off by how Charlie Kirk has been used by TPUSA since his assassination. Statements like Charlie would have said and Charlie would have wanted have felt in many instances disingenuous and manipulative. Charlie Kirk cannot speak for himself anymore, and we do not recognize the way others have attempted to speak for him. We do not want to start this next chapter of our journey in conflict, so we will not make any more public statements on Turning Point USA going forward. The statement said, instead, we will remain solely focused on our mission as it will always intended to be, advocating for Christian conservative values and policy, and now unburdened by 501c3 status, supporting grassroots conservative candidates. Chapter's new message to prospective members. With Young American Revival, we hope to enable students to not only fight for change on their college campus, but in their surrounding community as well, the statement read. We will be carrying over all the same fun events and chapter meetings we did through Turning Point, while also being civilly engaged with local and state campaigns that deserve our help, knocking doors and getting out the vote for grassroots candidates. This, we believe, will make our mission more focused and powerful than it ever has been before.
So I hear that Arkansas is in trouble.
Yeah.
What's that, Rachel?
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I hear that Arkansas is in trouble, but that sounds like some absolutely bogus shit. As if Charlie's wife and all his friends wouldn't know how he would react to things or what he would say to things. I don't know. Sounds crazy to me, but
I don't think it. I don't see a
sounds
problem
like-
with it, to be honest with you. I don't see a problem with it.
Dylan?
I understand it.
Oh, sorry. I do too.
I just see it as I see it as the Young Americans Revival, whatever it was called. I see it as they themselves are trying to take the power that they want. and that's fine. I feel like it's just one little community of Little Rock out there. You know, if you start seeing more fracturing of TPUSA, that's where I would start to become more concerned. But it sounds like that executive board, whatever it was, they sounded like they were pretty high on their own supply, and you know, more power to them if it works for them better out. But you know, I don't see why they would just burn that bridge the way that they did because of what
I don't think they really
because of
burned it.
how they felt.
Hold on though, because they
they burned
they
it.
said some pretty strong shit there.
Yeah, they
Several
burned it.
grievances. We don't want to start the year with conflict. Apparently they have some pretty strong fucking feelings with TPUSA.
Right.
So I don't understand it. I don't understand why they think that Charlie's own wife and his best friends, the people that worked with him, that were around his opinions all the time, every single day, wouldn't know how he would react to things. But apparently there's some deeper shit there, right? So I don't know. I don't understand it. I think it's some. Go ahead.
I'm fine with it. Let me tell you why I'm fine with it. It's because they took away their own 5013C. So if they want to take that away and they don't want to, you know, be a nonprofit anymore, and they, you know, want to be in charge of their own thing and, you know, support grassroots candidates, and they look at TPUSA. I mean, the reality is that unfortunately the name is being dragged through the mud, whether you like it or not, you know. And maybe they just don't. I mean, I get it. And I'm okay with it. Like, I agree with Dylan. I think that it's probably just like another power grab. But I could also see them also just wanted to be separated. But if they just wanted to be separate from all the drama, then they didn't need to make that statement. You know, so I don't know.
It makes me wonder who's running it.
Right. It's like they would have
What
kept their
kind of
head down
message
and did the work.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't have to say all that.
It makes me wonder who's running it and what type of message they're pushing on the students.
I agree.
Like I said, it sounded
Yeah,
like
whether it's an Israel
it's
thing.
You know, it's a problem with the executive leadership of that Turning Point USA check.
See, I see
right.
multiple angles on this. One, first off, I would
You're
like to
right.
see what Young American Revival does first. I want to see how they carry themselves and what type of movement that they start. Like, are they going to start bringing somebody out there to do college talking? Because to me, when I think of Turning Point USA and I think of Charlie Kirk, I specifically think of his ability to go out to college campuses and debate people. Now, since Charlie Kirk's assassination, I understand that Erica, grieving widow, dealing with 2 kids, now dealing with being the CEO of a massive movement where they had hundreds of chapters wanting to be started, is probably so overwhelming to her. And you have other people that are for sure 100% trying to grab that power for their own needs. So this particular thing breaking off might have been seeing that power grab, and they're like, well, we're going to just start doing our own thing. So it's a possibility that they could be going in that direction. For me, what I want to see from Turning Point USA is I want to see that movement back on the campus. I want to see voices out there consistently having that debate again and talking to people and getting the conversation going. And like, I mean, I may have overmissed it. I may not be watching it, but I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen that voice that really, you know, is trying to influence people into that Christian culture again and pushing those grassroots candidates. So I can understand both aspects. So I do kind of see where they're coming from. I mean, maybe they didn't word it properly. You know, maybe they have other grievances, but they did say they only wanted to share the one, which was, you know, Charlie would have wanted and Charlie, you know, believed in this. So yes, I can see both sides of the story here. I would just like to see where it goes from here. But I would like to see Turning Point get back on campuses and start talking to kids again, and that being like a primary focus instead of like trying to sell merchandise.
Yeah.
But who's gonna do it?
That's the great question. That's exactly where I'm kind of like stuck on, like, who's going to be that person that goes out there and does what Charlie does? Because Charlie is one of a kind.
No, nobody's gonna do what Charlie did. There's no chance.
Yeah, but you
Charlie-
still have somebody at least try to step up to the plate, in my opinion. I have
Charlie
seen a
can't-
couple people that are outside Turning Point USA start doing these talks. They're not doing it with the same delicateness that Charlie had, but at least they're trying.
Yeah.
No one's gonna be able to replace Charlie. I feel like the only people that even had even a little bit of the same style as Charlie are people that I don't fucking want to see out there trying to fill Charlie's shoes. You know, like for a while they was talking about Ben Shapiro. I don't want to fucking see Ben Shapiro out there trying to be Charlie.
Well, first off, he's
You know what's gonna
Jewish.
happen? Sorry, go ahead, Zach.
I'm just saying, it's like there's no one I can even think of. What do you want? You got this fucking dumbass Myron Gaines guy out here trying to act like Charlie, and he's just a fucking retard. He can't like answer questions off anything. All he can do is insult you, just like they do in your fucking comments on X, because they're fucking retarded and they have no argument. So they just throw insults. That's what this guy does on college campuses. He acts like all the fucking low IQ idiots in your replies on X. But he's out here trying to act like he's Charlie Kirk. I can't think of a single person that I would want to see out there trying to fill those shoes.
I think that we're gonna have to wait a little bit. I think it's gonna be the next generation. I think it's gonna be Gen Z. I think that the younger generation who looked up to Charlie, who saw like just his progression, I think it's gonna be a homeschool kid, to be honest with y'all. But I think that it's gonna be, a whole bunch of younger Charlies, and they're like right now just getting educated, and it's gonna happen. I do. I think that we're gonna see that. Maybe it's wishful thinking, but there have been a lot of young high school, young college age kids that have just been radicalized in the good way. That just might not have that platform yet or that skill set yet, but I think they're working on it. I don't know. I think that it's gonna be a whole bunch of them.
And Zach,
Right now, no, I
see
agree.
it, man.
There's not an adult that can do it.
I just don't see it. I mean, I see a lot of people trying to be something like Charlie Kirk, but he absolutely was a one of a kind. Like I said, we have the fucking idiots that I talked about a while ago, and then you have the people like fucking Dean Withers and Harry Sisson, right? That don't have an argument either. So they'll come up with some like asinine, rhetorical, stupid bullshit to try to trap you in something or just talk over you so you can't speak because they know they're about to get wrecked. I mean, you just don't have Charlie Kirk, man. You just don't have it. The person that would let you speak whatever the fuck you wanted to speak and completely fucking wreck you in the kindest way possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you just don't have that. You've
So
got a whole lot of different types of personalities trying to be like Charlie Kirk, but there's no one like him, man.
I just wanted to step in and let you know that Myron Gaines, I'm like 99% sure he's a Muslim. I know he's in like this.
Yeah.
Muslim
Oh,
youth.
he is.
So like
He absolutely is.
we really can't take it. Like the reason why he goes against feminists
No.
is because obviously in a Muslim culture, women are oppressed. and-
He goes against fucking intelligence is what he goes against.
And
He's a
there
fucking
No,
there
he's
have
not a
been
good
people that have been spawned off of this. Like I would like to think that people like Nick Shirley, his report of stuff,
Right.
was inspired by it. So while it might not be copying
100%.
exactly what Charlie Kirk is doing, they are doing their own thing in the style that Charlie Kirk went out there and put himself out there. Like Rachel and I have discussed, was it Nicholas Bowling, the guy that does
Yes.
the preaching
So
at Pride
good.
festivals and
He's
stuff?
so good.
And he speaks,
Mhm.
Christians. So like there are people. Will they ever replicate exactly what Charlie does? Probably not. I doubt that'll ever happen again. But if they're still going out there and doing what they can do best and trying to,
Right.
keep Charlie's legacy alive, I think that's still a win for us.
Not just that, but do you know how many chapters, TPUSA chapters, have started
Yes.
from his death? Like, and that's not insignificant. That's huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because what you're also doing is you're also creating a whole movement that, yes, there's no one like Charlie on the public stage, but he was only one person that went to, if he did one a week, that's 52 visits a year. That's only 100 college visits a year. Really, what makes a difference are, the actual communities within that are there full time. That these young kids that are just on fire for God, on fire for our Constitution, on fire for America, that are infiltrating like other kids. We don't see that part. That part's not being televised. And so my hope is that that's that is happening. I mean, that is happening. So I don't know. I hear you guys. There's not going to be another Charlie. There's not.
But that, like you mentioned, there's
But
so many
I
new
think they started
chapters,
something.
and that
Right.
creates a power vacuum. And there's a lot of people when they see something get that big, they're like, I need to have that power. And I think Charlie understood how to, work around that and deal with it. I'm not sure Erica has figured that out yet. Like she got
No,
thrown
of
into the
course
deep end
not.
of the pool, and that's why like she's
Of
constantly
course.
being attacked from all these angles, not knowing like who to trust
No,
and who
she
not
doesn't.
to trust. That's what
Can
makes
you
it
blame
difficult
her?
for her. No, not
That's
at
why
all.
you.
I know.
That's why
it's
you've
just
seen all these. That's why you've seen all these dumbass influencers. As soon as Charlie died,
Yes.
got out of pocket and real loud and fucking stupid real fast.
Yeah.
Exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
They want to take that spot, but all of them combined are never gonna touch it. Especially these motherfuckers, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They're dumb as
Right.
shit.
All right, so let's get on to our Mahas as we're finishing up the night. So I thought this was interesting. Genetic RNA vaccine technology is now being used in livestock across the U.S., Canada, Chile, Mexico, and the Philippines. Merck's gene-based shots, Sequivity, have been injected into millions of pigs across the globe since 2012, and almost no one knows. Isn't it odd they did it to pigs, specifically pigs, something that Muslims don't eat? Let's watch the video. Real quick.
Gene-based RNA injections have contaminated America's food supply since the year 2012, when the USDA approved Merck's Sequivity RNA particle injection for pork products. Pigs raised for human consumption. And so millions of doses have been administered since 2012, not only in the US, but in Canada, in Mexico, and other countries. And nobody knows about this. In fact, I just found out about this. It's absolutely terrible. There was never any testing to see if these biomolecules or RNA particles would persist in pork products after slaughter. We don't know if it's still in the ham, if it's still in the bacon or sausage. I love bacon, but now I'm going to be very careful. And if I do have it, I'm going to ensure it cooks at a very, very high temperature to ensure any RNA particles would be destroyed. And I would recommend the same, because we don't know, there's no labeling requirements for this. So we just don't know what pork products have a Sequivity inside of it, Merck's RNA particles. And this is very dangerous and needs to be stopped. It needs to be stopped, right? This is absolutely ridiculous. We cannot be contaminating our food supply with gene-based injections.
Isn't that wild?
People are surprised.
John, did I hear this from a sci-fi movie, or is this true? Like, don't pigs somehow have similar DNA to us or something like that?
That I'm not sure, but I
Sci-fi
just
movie.
find it odd that it's something that Muslims stay away from.
Well,
think
so do
we're-
Jews, really.
I think Rachel's right, because a lot of human to animal type shit they do, like heart, It's always like a
Right.
pig thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
But also, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I don't really like pork a lot, to be honest with you.
I do love my bacon.
Yeah, but you
Ham
cook
and
that at
eggs,
very high
ham sandwich.
temperature.
I do love it.
And if I do bacon, I do nitrate free. I do expensive bacon for
I don't
the
like
kids.
pork at
I
all.
don't do. Yeah, I'm not a huge pork fan myself, except lechon. That's really good, but I don't really have it.
But
a
I
lot.
mean, this is
Just
not the
kidding.
only thing they're vaccinating. They're also doing vaccines like I can't remember if it was like mRNA, but they're vaccinating our pets with dangerous vaccines.
No,
and
it
they're
is.
approving
It's
that.
mRNA.
Yeah.
It is mRNA. You do not let your animals get vaccinated.
No.
I
mean,
you guys
like
don't,
as long as
they
it's not
don't need it.
mRNA.
And
You
this
know,
is-
obviously rabies.
As long as rabies, that's it. But I mean, yes, not the mRNA. Yeah.
It's,
I don't
it's
even
just
think they need
wild. Like,
Bordetella in if you're not gonna be boarding them, they don't need it. Don't. It killed my dog, my last dog.
mm,
He went in for Bordetella, and then I think it was the rabies vaccine at the same time, and then he went into cardiac arrest like the next day.
it's just wild.
It gave him an enlarged heart. Yeah, it was horrible, and like gave
I
him
hate that.
water on its
They
heart.
really don't know what they're doing with this stuff. They're so happy to make
have
their
no
money,
clue.
or it's part of an ulterior agenda, like from really evil rich people that
think
have no
they
problem
do.
like killing everything just to stay in power.
I think
It
they
devastated
do,
me.
They do know what they're doing with it, and they're experimenting with it. I think.
I think so too.
Which brings me to my next thing: get sunlight. Sunlight and vitamin D resolve post-COVID-19 vaccination syndrome in 82% of
Get
patients.
the D.
Major symptom improvements, sleep problems are down, autonomic dysfunction's down, post-exertional malaise is down. Higher vitamin D was linked to less vaccine heart damage. Like I can't like I've said this before on a previous podcast. Like the sunlight is so incredibly important, and we you know so many people spend their life online, constantly indoors, playing video games, doom scrolling on their tablet, on their phone, on their computer. Like go outside. Every day there is sun shining. You should be outside getting at least an hour of sunlight. Go for a walk. Enjoy nature. Listen, allergies kill me. Like I'm dealing with sinus infection right now, but I still go outside and get sun, even though the pollen's just like destroying me in this month. It always happens every year, but I still would rather have sunlight.
Yeah.
John said, "Get lots and lots of D."
Get the D, baby. Take that
It's my
D hard.
favorite. My favorite vitamin.
Yeah. Rachel loves the D.
I do. My favorite vitamin.
And that
Wonder how
pretty
they're
much
gonna
wraps it up.
Wonder how they're gonna AI edit that.
Well, remember they're trying to. We talked about this last episode, like chemtrails and trying to block out the sun and all this shit. They literally want to block your ability to get vitamin D. from the
They'll
sun.
tax you for it too when they do it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that sums it up. Anybody got any closing statements before I do the
Yeah,
spiel?
absolutely. I'm gonna keep saying it. Vote in your fucking elections. Local elections are probably some of the most important elections that you can focus on, because it's obvious at this point that we're just being ruled by rogue, radical fucking judges. Doesn't matter what anyone does. You can complain about Donald Trump or anyone else. At this point, it doesn't matter what anyone comes in and does. It doesn't matter what Donald Trump does. Radical ass rogue liberal judges are out here ready to halt everything that we're trying to do, whether it's unconstitutional or not. They don't care. They're going to put a stop to anything that makes sense. Make sure that you're showing up in local elections, definitely the primaries. We have to fucking retain power in the House and Senate and drag people to the fucking polls with you guys. These elections
Your
are
country
huge.
depends on it.
Absolutely. Vote.
Vote. Rachel,
Vote. Vote.
Dylan.
Get your vitamin D. Be careful of werewolves.
And vampires.
Yeah, don't let the
And
werewolves
vampires.
And don't let John fool you.
Right.
The zombies too. Be careful of zombies.
That's
I'm
bullshit.
telling you. They're already out there. Have you seen California?
I mean,
Remember the bath
They just don't
salts?
attack you.
I mean,
Remember
unless
Right.
unless rabies happens in human beings, I mean, then I could believe zombies.
Well, you seen bath salts. You seen people eating people's faces.
I mean, as of right now, like
Oh,
rabies just
right.
kills us. But if rabies like reanimates us or makes us crazy, I could believe it. What do you got,
That's what
Dylan?
the COVID vaccine's gonna do. You don't even know.
I just wanted to say, I just wanted to say that fuck the people that think that I'm some kind of hypocritical Christian. I know how much wrong I've done in my life. I'll never be a perfect person. That's why I need a savior. His name is Jesus Christ. I worry
Amen.
about people around the world. I will stand with Jaden Ivey because the devil's out working overtime this week during Holy Week, and
That's right.
I think a lot of people are starting to wake up to that fact, and I want people to be more open-minded to it. I don't think it's as legalistic as some of the churches around the world would like to make it seem that it is. I think if you just listen to the Lord, whenever He said worship in spirit and in truth, everything will work out for you, for whatever you got going on.
All right, amen, brother. Amen.
Yes, sir.
We have Good
And-
Friday, and He has risen.
All right,
Happy
this wraps it up.
Resurrection
Episode
Day.
11. Come check us out every Thursday, Saturday night, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern on our space on X. Come join
So
us.
professional.
Get some speaking time. Talk to us. Ask us questions. Other than that, we'll be back here again next Tuesday. Thank you, and God bless.
I didn't want to have.
Bye, guys.
I didn't want to have the AI edit make me be doing 3 fingers. It would
Yeah,
be
you never
weird.
know. You could do like 6 fingers. That happens a lot.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna put it on him.
Yeah, so
We'll make AI do it.
if I'm giving you the fingers just because I want it to look like this after they edit it. That's
Yeah, it's
all.
like Bruce Almighty. How many fingers am I holding up? He's like, ha ha. That's like 7.
Yeah. All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Take care.
everyone.